gonna give you a tour of the inside of my kitchen cabinets, mostly because I like looking inside of people's cabinets, so I thought maybe it'd be fun for you to look through mine, but mostly because we're gonna be renovating this kitchen in a few months. So this is the last chance to really see her for what she is. This current iteration of the kitchen we've lived with for 3 years now, and it's all the cabinets that came with the house when we bought it. I did paint the cabinets, put on new hardware, resurfaced the countertops, and added some additional storage. But for the most part, I'm just using the existing cabinetry. Because I knew we would be renovating, I didn't invest in fancy storage or anything. So this is kind of a good chance to see what it's like to have the non-fancy kitchen, and then hopefully in a few months I'll have the fancy kitchen. This also is a good look at how I have a low-waste kitchen. How many times am I gonna say kitchen in this video? So you can see how I store things, what I store, and then, yeah, it's just a good look at my whole kitchen. So here it is. All right, so heading in from the dining room, this is the whole kitchen, and I'll start over here. This is silverware. It's all hand-me-down, and we like having it here because it's close to the dining room. When we get a new kitchen, I'd be really excited to have something that doesn't slide around like that. This is super handy. It has a spiralizer, a julienne cutter, a cheese grater. It's super handy, and it fits in here to like make a little cocoon of all the stuff that you're shredding. Bottle brush, wine opener, double ice cream scoop, matcha whisk. Always have scissors because I'm always losing them. And I always have a Sharpie or a pen or pencil in basically all of these drawers. Soft clothes will be really nice one day too. In this one, this is kind of just all of our cutting implements. I basically only ever really use this knife. And then I don't have a whole lot of single-use gadgets, but I do really like this thing for strawberries. I do love this for margaritas. These are just like boxes from my AirPods, but they kind of keep things corralled. This is Ross's because he loves cats. And then these are just like chip clips and stuff that we use throughout the kitchen. Down here, so I don't have any like plastic Tupperware and things like that. I use only Pyrex, and so I have a lot of it, but we use this for leftovers. We use it for like when I soak my almonds for almond milk, for prepping things. We use these for almost everything. And then down here we have some bakeware. Because we don't have pull-out drawers, I treat everything like I only have the front of it. So when I stand up, this is what I see. And then if I ever ran out, or if I was doing like a whole lot of meal prep or something, then I go to the back of the cabinet to grab the other stuff. So that's the most used bakeware. And then that's the other stuff that I use more seasonally. Down here, again, up top, these are the things I use the most. Mixing bowls, strainers, and then in the back are some other like Tupperware things and to-go containers, and like if I wanted to take oatmeal to go or something like that. I have produce up here. There's not a lot right now because we're about to leave town, so I don't want to be overstocked. This is where I keep mugs, and I do coffee every morning, and I always do honey in my coffee, so I have that here, and then I also have vitamins so that I make sure to take those when I take my coffee. And then I'm one of those people that like can't leave the house without a water bottle, so we've got a good amount of those. Speaking of my love of water, these are 20-ounce glasses, so I can guzzle a few of those a day. So I like having extra large glasses. And then we have wine glasses, but we rarely use them because we favor these little acrylic ones that are a little less fancy than those. These I use when I make juice, like orange juice, or I'll like juice veggies and stuff. My almond milk goes in here, all of that good stuff. Cake server, and then that's a little thing that I use when I have guests. It's a cup on top, and then you can fill with water on the bottom. And then it's like a little all-in-one carafe. Let's see if I can reach these, barely. This is all Overflow stuff. wine glasses from my mom that I may or may not use. These were from our wedding, but we'll pull them out like when we entertain and we have like lemonade or something outside. Woo. These are the stands for those like lemonade pitcher thingies. Boy, it seems like they're getting taller. Okay. And then that is the ice cream maker because I love ice cream. I have a dark chocolate vegan recipe that is my all-time favorite. Over here, that hinge is quite noisy. These are all plates. These little, I guess they're more of a salad plate, are the ones that we use most often. And then these bowls. And we also have these really pretty black ones too. Again, ice cream bowls. And then these are bigger bowls. I mostly only use these for serving or ramen because I make a bunch of it. And then those big plates we hardly ever use, but they're handy. And then I like to make pies, so those are some pie servers up there too. Down here is the mixer, and then I like to store all of the mixer gadgets inside. In this drawer, this is all of our reusable stuff. I don't do plastic wrap, I don't do plastic baggies or disposable ones. I do have plastic bags that we reuse over and over and over and over again. And then I also have these little silicone ones that are handy, but I mostly just use the Pyrex for storing stuff. I got this beeswax wrap, I don't know, like 7 years ago when it was like a Kickstarter when they very first came out. And we use it sometimes, but again, I mostly just put all of our leftovers in those Pyrexes that I showed you earlier. This is my nut bag for making almond milk or any other kind of nut milk. This I'm phasing out. I don't actually know why I still have it in here because I never use it. And then parchment paper I barely ever use either, but I want to use it up. Down here, again, the stuff that I use at the front is what I use most of the time. So in the back are more seasonal things like the apple core, slicer, and spiralizer that I use for when I make pies, some pie weights. This is also like a little rolling mat for when I make pie, other pie gadgets, and like cookie cutters and things, measuring stuff, strainer. This is a scale so I can weigh things out like breads and stuff. Popsicle molds, I forgot were even in there. A few extra cutting boards. I don't really use the plastic ones so much, but they're there. Dishwasher. We're under the sink now. This is some paper bags that I can use and reuse a lot. This is where I store my coffee grounds to be composted. This here is detergent for the dishwasher, some cleaning supplies, watering can, stuff like that. My recycling schedule, and also I keep these useful phone numbers just in case I ever needed to call a number if there was a python in my toilet. So got that one handy. And that is this whole wall. Over here, this was kind of like a mudroom utility room. It used to have a sink right here, but we're starting demo already and the sink is now out there. So already started kind of pulling stuff apart. This is where the vacuum lives and the vacuum attachments. To be clear, I'm pulling this apart because we're gonna demolish this whole kitchen pretty soon. My little sweeper and the mop. It's a reusable pad that's in the wash right now, and then I make my own detergent that goes in there. And then I have some bags over there, step ladder for when I can't reach, which I guess I could reach those things above the sink though. I don't use paper towels, so I use reusable cotton rags. So whenever they're done and ready to go in the wash, they go here. Sometimes I leave them out to dry so that they don't get musty in the bottom. And then some more tote bags for grocery shopping. Moving along over here is the stove. I make coffee every morning, so the coffee kettle stays there, or the tea kettle too. We do a lot of cooking in the cast iron, so that stays there, and it's cute. These are all of our most used utensils, plus this pie roller mostly is there just because it doesn't really fit anywhere else. This is the oven, and then the rest is storage. So in here are a few baking trays. And then previously, the oven sat on this wall all by itself. So then I built this cabinet here. And we've got, these are towels that I use for hands and dish drying, and then these are napkins, and then these are our most used pots and pans. And then moving along over here. So this little counter I built out because there was just nothing here before. So now we have some stools, cookbooks. This is kind of my kombucha station, but we're about to leave town, so I'm not brewing anything, which is why they're all empty. And that is basically vinegar at this point. Coffee, sourdough starter, garlic, little odds and ends. This is the junk drawer. Matches, I told you I have scissors in every drawer. Emergency flashlight. This little gizmo is fun for taking the temperature of things. And then like little scrap pieces of paper, and then I always reuse these twisty thingies. I also have floss in here so that I can always come in here if we have guests and I can look in the mirror and floss if something was in my teeth. That's the junk drawer. This is more utensils that don't really fit or we don't really use or I find kind of ugly, so I don't put them by the stove. This I kind of think of as like the stuff that you use after you've made the item, so you scoop it, and this is the stuff that you use while you're making the item. So actually this should be there, better. Down here are some more pots and pans, mostly lids and things, some water for my neti pot. Yeah, not too much in there because we mostly use the ones by the stove. Moving up, this is our pantry. This door never closes all the way, which is annoying. So I wouldn't normally recommend putting a pantry behind clear glass because it's not always a looker, but it works for us because this is where the things are for now. I shop predominantly all in the bulk section, so all of these canisters are all from the bulk area. We do have a few things that are still in cans or glass. I try not to buy anything in plastic. What else? There's some that are really cute little containers, but a lot of them are just repurposed. Like this used to be jam. This used to be artichoke hearts. So I just kind of repurposed a lot of the same, or a lot of the jars that we had before. And that is the pantry. Our spices are, someone would find very shameful because there's not a lot of them, but I like them to be simple, and maybe one day we'll store them not in a cluster in a corner, but yeah. I cannot wait for soft close. So this is where our refrigerator used to be, and then I jumped the gun and I got the refrigerator for our future kitchen, and it now lives over here because it doesn't fit over here. And so instead of having a big empty gap there, I just put this storage shelf that we already had here. So it's a little hodgepodgey, but it works for the renovation period. This is the water filter because I love water and could guzzle it all day. The blender we use a lot for smoothies, but also for making almond milk and things like that. These are all of the jars that I have yet to reuse for either making things like storing hummus in or taking things to go, or I'll take them to bulk shopping and then I'll fill them up with like nuts and stuff like that. This is for my margaritas because love a good margarita. These are things that I take to my refill store, so they're jars and containers that I'm not gonna use, but I can drop them off there and then maybe someone else can fill it up with shampoo or something while they try out a refillable shampoo option. That is down there just because. Back here are my produce bags, and then these are my tote bags for grocery shopping. We go through a lot of almonds because I make almond milk and we like them as snacks. This is the tea that I use for my kombucha. This is my Sonos because I can't really be in here without music or a podcast going. And then this is our main cutting board. And then these are our cleaning rags. So I'll go through these pretty quickly. There's a lot that are still in the laundry right now. That's that. Up here. This is kind of excess overflow stuff. Lunch bags, lunch boxes or lunch bags to take out. The few remaining paper towels that we still have that was helpful when we fostered puppies, I will admit. Some first aid stuff, my citrus juicer, some booze, vases and stuff, my pie box, because I love making pies, and so I'm able to take that out when I go to like friends and family with my pie. And I think that is it. So that's my whole kitchen and where I store everything. Oops, I forgot that is not my whole kitchen. I don't know how I forgot that I have this other little section over here. This is our toaster oven. I set it up over here because I had previously had a microwave and I wanted it kind of out of sight of the rest of the kitchen because I find microwaves ugly and we hardly ever used it. But eventually we decided we don't use it at all. So it's gone. We just have the toaster oven. The juicer is here because it's too tall to fit in any of the cabinets. This is for when I do my laundry outside. Just a little painting. This is where I store all of our outdoor like our outdoor gardening like clog shoe things. Recycling and trash. And then this is my Monica Geller closet. I'm gonna show you just in brief. It hardly is a kitchen thing, so I'm not gonna go into it in depth, but it basically is like an extension of my garage. So it's got tools, cleaning products, stuff to be recycled, little things and stuff. So it's very ugly, I will admit. This is the color that the kitchen used to be at one point, by the way. And it even used to be this color. So I think we have some improvements to make. I actually do really like this color, not that one. Anyway, now I can say that I've concluded my kitchen tour. That's it, bye.